It does keep him in contention also in the all-around competition. Natalie now on the floor. Impressive on the high bar just a few moments ago.
Running fast for his first line. Double layout salto. A bit low on the landing and a jump forwards. The gymnast, of course, has to balance difficulty with execution. Layout front, layout. Well, I think that was supposed to be a 1.5 twist forward, so he not only didn't complete the twist, but had a large step sideways going outside of the floor, so that line very, very costly. Press through to handstand, drags his feet on the floor as he goes through, so there's a few errors coming through now here for Natalie. One and a half twist, once again not quite completing the twist. Coach looking on intently in the background. And finishing with a double salto, full twist.
And it looks like he's stepped out of the floor area again at the end there. It also looks like he's hit his ankle a little, Liz.
Yes, I think he just landed a bit short on one of those tumbles. Puts a lot of pressure on the front joint of the ankle. He's a good tumbler. A nice double layout. Could have punched the floor a little bit stronger to take him up in the air, but it's a difficult skill. And that's that 1.5 twist forwards a little bit short. Have to finish those twists very cleanly. And there's his double salto, full twist. Once again, most of his landings are a little bit short.
And a score of just 8.0 for the 18-year-old from Ohio. And now Phillipe Rizzo on the vault. Great gymnastics family, this one. His brother Blaze was a former member of the Australian national team. His father Andre, a coach.
And handspring front pike performed very well. Very few deductions for that particular vault. Good run, gets his heels right over, extends off the horse, judges the landing perfectly. Looking for a nice extension, and he's got a nice clean push from the horse.
So good work from Rizzo on the vault, 8.60. Jim Foody now on the floor.
From the USA, Jim Foody.
The American's not having such a good floor rotation so far. So he's going to have to do very well in order to keep the lead here with the Americans ahead of the Australians. Full twist forwards, layout front, so that's a good combination to open with. And a few steps backwards and both feet outside of the floor area. Same deduction, it just doesn't look all that good. Being a bit shaky in that high V sit. That's his balance for his routine. No longer do they have to actually show a balance on one foot. They can show a balance in a handstand position instead. He looks tentative, really. Last line here, double back tuck, legs wide apart. That's a big deduction, hopping off to one side. So although no major errors, lots of little things within that routine that the judges will be taking deductions for.
Yes, the cracks just starting to appear in this American men's team, which really could open the door for the Australians.
He looks like he's just protecting that foot. It is bandaged. And here's the last line, double salto in a tuck, knees wide apart, which is not really acceptable at this level.
Yes, and heavily penalised Jim Foody, an 8.150. Back to the vault, and Adrian Looney, second on this piece of apparatus in the Junior National Championships. The only member of this Australian men's team not to train at the Australian Institute of Sport. He trains in Brisbane.
Yes, and attempting a full twisting vault there. A little bit late on the twist itself. And not having enough time to really complete it before he lands properly. Delays the twist. Quite low on the landing and jumps off to one side. Nice straight body throughout, but needs a little bit more height from the horse.
It's still quite a good score for Looney, an 8.95 on the vault. Back to the floor. Well, the US men's team haven't been performing too well on this apparatus. What can Mike Dutka do?
Very difficult for the men to build their start score up to 10. Need a lot of combination work. Layout front, layout full, 1.5. That's a good combination. Makes an error at the end of the 1.5, having to jump forwards quite a bit. Whip, 1.5 twist back, full twist forwards, and once again using that combination work very cleverly. And a press to handstand, a bit closed in that planche position. Need to have the hips fully extended. Yes, he's choosing good elements here, but he's not really technically performing them perfectly each time. So the bonus points that he's picking up on the elements themselves, he's losing on the execution, and once again outside of the floor. So each of those rows has some technical problem. In theory, his start score's quite high, but in practice it's not. So there's that layout front, full twist forward, 1.5 twist, but low on the landing, a big leap forwards. Double salto, full twist, squatting heavily on the landing, large step backwards and out of the floor.
Well, despite the errors, Dutka picks up an 8.6. That is the highest score we've seen on the floor, and it helps the United States cause. They lead Australia by almost 3 full points, 103.3 to Australia's 100.69. Stay with us. More gymnastics after the break.